up, everybody? I got my cup of coffee and I just got done watching Sunday morning service, and there's a few things that were really good that I thought I had to write some notes on, and I thought I would share with everybody. So the first one is one of my favorite quotes. Listen to this.
It is the heart of God, because he loves you, to comfort those that are afflicted. Also, because he loves you, he will come to afflict those that have become comfortable. And he does it all out of the immense love he has for you. I think to be a lukewarm Christian has to be the most miserable person on the planet.
All right, let's go, Pastor Kevin. That was super good. I loved it. So I've got my notes here that I wanted to share that I wrote down. Note, if you want to, I think if you click on this corner here, you can watch the whole entire service, which I would recommend. It's really worth it. It's good. So as I'm going through my notes, there's a few things that stuck out that I've heard a lot growing up, but this one kind of hit me different. So if we go back to Revelations 3:16, that says, "But since you are like lukewarm water, neither hot or cold, I'm going to spit you out of my mouth." Like I said, I've heard that a lot growing up, and this one was a little bit different. Let me explain why. When I drink coffee, which everybody should love coffee, I have a cup every morning on the way into church, to school, dropping the kids off, and I drink it because it's hot. I like it when it's hot. I don't like it when it's cold unless it was purposefully made cold. Anything lukewarm, I would just plain rather not drink it. Let's dive into a different little water analogy that I did a little bit of research on this, and if we look on here, the city of Laodicea, their water supply was actually lukewarm. And so they received the hot water from the North Hot Springs, and then cold mountain water, like snow melting water from the south, and when it reaches their city, it's actually lukewarm. And so I think what was super cool about that is, I think a lot of times Jesus would use analogies that we would understand. So the people in that city would actually understand what lukewarm meant. The next thing I wanted to point out that I took down in my notes was Revelations 3:15, and it says, "I know all things you do, that you are neither hot or cold. I wish you were one or the other." And what I picked out of that verse was that I already know all things that you do. You are neither hot or cold. Like, you need to pick and decide. So now let's jump over to Revelation 17. Revelation 17 says, "You say, I am rich, I have everything I want, I don't need a thing, and you don't realize that you are actually wretched and miserable and poor and blind and naked." So basically the people in Laodicea, they had a reputation for wealth. They had a reputation for great schools. They didn't really need much. I think they were living the comfortable lifestyle. But he says, you have all of these things, but what you really are wretched, miserable, poor, blind, and naked. So after reading that verse, that made me think, how many times in my life have I been lukewarm? How many times in my life have I been comfortable? How many times have I had one foot in the world and maybe one foot with Jesus? And I had to write down here, not knowing that I was stuck in the middle and about ready to be spit out. I had to really think that through. So then as I read on, Revelations 19 says, "I correct and discipline everyone I love. So be diligent and turn from your indifference." And that one hit me kind of hard too, because he loves me enough to correct me. So now if we go on and we read 20, it says, "Look, I stand at the door and knock. If you hear my voice and open the door, I will come in, and we will share a meal together as friends." I think what's interesting in that one that stood out to me was, if you hear my voice and open the door, I will come in. It doesn't say I might come in. It says I will come in. Okay, so that's most of what I got out of there, and I had a few more things that I wanted us to kind of think about together. Like, let's have a conversation. I want you to think about some of these things. If you want, put some comments in below, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, wherever it's at. Put some comments and think about it. Let's have a conversation. So the first thing to think about is, what separates you from others? The next thing would be, are you comfortable? Just like me in my description. Like I had a time in my life where I think I was just living comfortable. Next one is, do you have one foot in the world and one foot in with Jesus? Think about that. Next thing is, when you are being being corrected, does defense build up in you? Like, do you get defensive from it? And then last thing is, listen to this, Revelations 20, we said it earlier, if you hear my voice and open the door, I will come in. So the challenge here is spend time listening. Spend time listening for his voice, but it also has to say if you choose to hear it. And I have this book I'd like to send you. It's called The Journey, and it's by our pastor, Kevin Barry. And love to send you this book. If you put in, maybe send us a DM. There will be a link in the comments below, or send us a message. However you want to, you can get us your information, and I would love to send you a copy of the book. So thanks again for watching.